Why do fewer Americans live in Kentucky than in Tennessee? Tennessee and Kentucky, nestled at the crossroads of the hardworking northern states and the culturally rich South, are often the subjects of comparison. Yet despite their close proximity and shared heritage, Tennessee has surged ahead in population growth, leaving its neighbor Kentucky in the dust. So what's the story behind Tennessee's rapid rise and Kentucky's slower pace? Let's delve into the intriguing tale of these two states' diverging paths to understand why Kentucky hasn't quite caught up in the population race. Before we proceed, be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on the bell notification icon in order to stay connected. You can support for free by sharing our content to a wider audience, and don't forget to drop your thoughts and opinion in the comments section below. Moving forward, Kentucky and Tennessee, two states with a long border, have a rich history dating back thousands of years. Native American cultures, including Mogán, Cherokee, and Algonquin, were deeply connected to the land and engaged in farming, hunting, trading, and warfare. European explorers in the 1500s triggered significant changes, including the Chickasaw Wars, and by mid-18th century, settlers from Spain, France, and Britain colonized Kentucky and Tennessee. Daniel Boone, a prominent figure in American frontier mythology, played a crucial role in Kentucky's discovery and colonization, while the Watauga Association marked Tennessee's statehood in 1772. This early attempt at self-government laid the foundation for Tennessee's development. Originally the far western part of North Carolina, the region became a territory of the United States south of the River Ohio in 1790 after a period of rapid growth and development. Tennessee's route to statehood was likewise characterized by a fight for autonomy and colonization, formerly part of Virginia, and it was admitted to the Union as the 16th state in 1796. Following multiple attempts, residents in Kentucky sought independence from the remote eastern government of Virginia, based in Richmond. This led to the creation of a new territory. Following the settlement of numerous legal and territorial disputes, Kentucky became the 15th state to join the Union in 1792. Tennessee and Kentucky's admission as states mark a significant milestone in the U.S. westward expansion, with both states, Virginia and North Carolina, respectively, being the far western regions. States were necessary for the United States to claim land, but this expansion came at a price, causing more pain and displacement for the indigenous communities that were ejected from their territories by means of treaties. Far from it all, deep in the American heartland, Tennessee and Kentucky have an amazing combined physical geography that includes a wide variety of diverse ecosystems, from the lush plains to the harsh Appalachians. Tennessee's topography has an impact on both states' cultures, economies, and ways of life. The terrain is logically split into three large sections, each with unique characteristics. The Appalachian Mountains, which are home to the Great Smoky Mountains National Park, the most popular national park in the nation, dominate the eastern portion of the state. The rugged terrain with its high peaks and deep valleys has greatly influenced Tennessee culture and was one of the first significant impediments to settlement that pioneers face as they move westward. Nashville Basin is surrounded by the Cumberland Plateau and the Highland Rim in Middle Tennessee. The eastern portion of this central region, known as the Cumberland Plateau, is characterized by deep canyons, flat-topped mountains, and an abundance of coal deposits. In contrast, the Nashville Basin is renowned for its fertile soils and has long been a hub for agriculture, followed by urban and industrial development. The Mississippi Alluvial Plain, which is the last location in the far west, is characterized by low, level fields that progressively slope towards the Mississippi River. This fertile ground is perfect for agriculture, especially maize, soybeans, and cotton, which are the main crops that support the region's economy. Although the state's physical topography shares borders and certain characteristics with Tennessee, the Mississippi River itself serves as a significant waterway for commerce and recreation for the populace of the state. Meanwhile, Kentucky maintains its unique natural identity. The state is principally separated into 5 significant geographic areas. The heart of Kentucky is the bluegrass region enveloping the central part of the state with its fertile soils and gentle rolling hills. This iconic landscape is not only aesthetically pleasing, but also serves as the foundation for Kentucky's renowned horse breeding and racing industry to the south and west. The Cumberland Plateau, the Bluegrass region, the Pinot Plateau, the Western Coalfields, and the Jackson Purchase. The Cumberland Plateau in eastern Kentucky mirrors its counterpart in Tennessee, offering rugged mountain landscapes and rich natural resources including coal. The state's distinctive geologic features are highlighted by the vast Mammoth Cave system, the longest known cave system in the world, and the Red Plateau, a landscape replete with sinkholes and springs. Flatter landscapes with plenty of canals and fertile ground that support mining and agriculture are characteristics of the western coal fields and the Jackson Purchase, which are located even further to the west. Tennessee and Kentucky share a lot of geographical features, from the Appalachian Mountains summits to the lush fields in each state's middle region and westward toward the Mississippi River. So why is Tennessee home to a significantly larger population than Kentucky? Tennessee has a far greater population than Kentucky, despite being neighbors in the center of the country that share borders, similar natural features, and historic pathways to the country. This difference can be linked to a number of historical, economic, and social variables that have influenced these states' development and growth over time as a result of the U.S. westward expansion. Tennessee's population growth was also aided by its position as a gateway to the West. Due to Tennessee's larger and more spacious valleys than Kentucky's rugged and rough Appalachian Mountains, the state attracted a large number of settlers who moved westward through the Cumberland Gap, a natural path through the Appalachian Mountains. This initial influx of settlers spurred early population growth and economic development, laying the groundwork for larger Eastern territory. Urban areas with strong economies like Knoxville, Tennessee, and Kentucky both have strong agricultural roots, but Tennessee was also able to diversify its economy more aggressively than Kentucky. Tennessee's economy has expanded to include manufacturing services and a thriving, globally recognized music and entertainment industry based in Nashville. Meanwhile, Kentucky's over-reliance on coal extraction over the years has reduced the necessity for a sizable, economically diverse metropolitan area. This was made worse by the growth of Ohio and Cincinnati, many Kentuckians now residing in the metro area. A more robust economic environment was established in part by Tennessee's vigorous investment in infrastructure and economic development efforts, notably in the post-World War II era. One such instance is the creation of the Tennessee Valley Authority in the 1930s. In addition to creating jobs, the Tennessee Valley Authority also improved navigation, brought electricity to all of Tennessee and eventually parts of Kentucky. However, its influence was greatest in Tennessee, where it sparked additional industrial growth and urban development that drew people to the state in the modern era. Cities in Tennessee have grown significantly as a result of a number of causes, including advantageous tax laws. Tennessee is especially appealing to seniors, young professionals, and families due to its lower cost of living than many other parts of the country and a strong emphasis on quality of life. Nashville, also known as Music City, has developed into a major hub for the arts and the economy, attracting visitors with its thriving music scene, higher education institutions, and the healthcare sector. Kentucky's population has increased, although at a far slower rate than other states. The state's economy has remained largely dependent on traditional industries like coal mining and agriculture, both of which have faced significant challenges in recent decades. Despite Kentucky's efforts to diversify its economy, particularly its emphasis on preserving its reputation as the world's center for bourbon, the state's overall growth has lagged behind that of Tennessee. Now led by Nashville, a major urban center with 2.1 million residents, Tennessee has seen rapid growth. Memphis boasts 900,000 residents, Knoxville and Chattanooga each have 900,000, while Louisville, Kentucky's largest urban region, matches that figure. Despite their similar size and geography, an odd dip in the southwest, marking a peculiarity in an otherwise straight-line border, sets them apart. Lexington boasts a population of about 500,000 and Bowling Green around 180,000. It's worth noting that about 450,000 Kentuckians live in the Cincinnati, Ohio metro area in the far north. Negotiations and difficulties with geographic surveying arose in the early years of the United States. The origin of Kentucky's southern border, particularly the dip near the Mississippi River, is tied to the use of natural landmarks as boundary markers in the late 1700s. When Kentucky was being delineated from Virginia, rivers played a significant role in defining borders due to their prominence as clear natural markers easily recognizable on maps and the terrain itself. However, there was no convenient river at the time delineating what was then western Virginia with western North Carolina. As such, the southern border of Kentucky was defined by the 36.30 north latitude line, except for the area east of the Tennessee River. This deviation is the result of a historic claim Tennessee made on the area based on the royal colonial boundary of 1665, which was supposed to extend the northern boundary of North Carolina westward to the South Seas. However, inaccuracies in mapping led to a 12-mile discrepancy in the intended border location between Kentucky and Tennessee. The Jackson Purchase of 1818, involving negotiations with the Chickasaw Nation, adjusted the boundary to include land between the Mississippi and Tennessee rivers. And that concludes this chapter. You can support for free by sharing our content to a wider audience, and don't forget to drop your thoughts in the comments section below. Also, kindly remember to like, subscribe, share, and turn on the bell notification icon in order to stay connected.